Ahoy, everybody. Hello. We survived another April Fool's Day. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? I'm going to actually get a little bit into April Fool's Day yesterday because I have some choice words about the fools of yesterday. I have some very choice words and opinions right now that I'm feeling right now about yesterday, and just the sheer disappointment that I'm feeling in the world right now, as a lot of you guys are right now. Well, anyways, probably best to address the elephant in the room right now that most of you guys probably noticed, and that is that I'm not wearing my Haktua shirt. I unfortunately left it over here before I started filming. I got this at Spirit Halloween. It's covered in dog hair. I got this at Spirit Halloween for $15 back when Spirit Halloween was open back in October. Hocktober, sorry. I'm also going to be burping a lot this episode because I realized I haven't been drinking enough water, and the only way that you can get me to drink water is to carbonate it with a soda stream. Otherwise, I'm not drinking it. Otherwise that's health juice, and I'm not healthy. I don't like feeling like I'm drinking something healthy. It has to feel a little bit unhealthy for me. It has to feel like it's at least somewhat killing me a little bit whenever I drink it. No, I know. We got to address the real elephant in the room here, and that is my hair now being a lot shorter than it was last episode. What happened? Well, as you see, I intended on getting a little bit of a haircut yesterday, April Fool's Day. That was the April Fool's joke, was on me, actually. That's where the world didn't disappoint. There was an April Fool's joke, and it was on me. Yesterday, I went into my barbershop. I made a little appointment the day before. I'm like, yeah, put me in tomorrow, coach. I'm ready to get this hair trimmed. And so, well, I go in, and it wasn't the barber that I was expecting, not even the one that I booked with. But I'm like, that's fine. I've had this guy cut my hair before. No big deal. He's done a good job. And so, But the podcast is called My Tiny Little House. I didn't do a full intro. Whatever. Who cares? Hi, welcome to episode. Oh, we beat the original show. We'll address that in a second. We beat the original show. We've officially surpassed that in terms of episodes now. Welcome to episode 9. Anyways, yesterday I go into the barbershop. Not my usual barber, but I'm like, okay, I know who this guy is. I've had him cut my hair before. I'm okay with this. Let's go with it. Right? Let's go with it. And this guy, he's pretty honest with me, usually, most of the time. If there's an issue, if there's a problem, if I'm balding or something like that, or if my hair is going gray early, wink, wink, he'll tell me. He'll let me know. He's a good guy like that. And, well, you see, he starts, like, playing with my hair, which was probably down, right down past my shoulder. He starts, like, playing with my, that sounds a little, like, no, not like that kind of, like, he was messing with my hair, like, feeling it, getting a good vibe for it, like, okay, here's what's healthy, here's not. And I tell him, I'm like, listen, man, I just need to get all the split ends taken out. It's been a couple months since I got my hair cut. I was trying to grow it long again for, like, summertime, even though it's, like, the worst time of year to grow your hair out is probably the summer. I'm like, just give my hair a good feel. Let me know what I need to get done. Take off whatever you need to. And, we'll call it a day, right? Well, as he's feeling my hair, he's like, come with me to the wash station, or whatever they call it. Like, there's like a sink that they have where you put your head back, and he like he runs his hands through. Okay. Now it just sounds like, okay, he's doing his job. Okay. He's paid to do this. I paid him to do this. A lot of money. He's washing my hair. And as he's like washing it, I'm just noticing how knotted my hair is. Like, I'm like, oh my God, he's constantly just taking knots out. Like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize my hair got that bad. And eventually he's like, 1 second. And he goes and he grabs shampoo and conditioner, and he fully washes my hair at the bar. I've never had that happen before. Like, I've actually never had that happen before. I was like, that's really strange. Like, I've never in my life have they had to just like fully wash my hair before. I thought that was a little strange. Well, anyways. He brings me back to the seat where he starts like cutting my hair, and he's cutting and cutting. And I told him like kind of what I wanted. I wanted the kind of the style that I have now, but I wanted to be like a little bit longer. I didn't expect it to be this short, but hey, here we are. And he starts like trimming my hair, and I noticed I'm like, he's kind of got like this look on his face. Like there's something that he doesn't want to tell me, or there's something he's not telling me. And I'm like, there's like something's up, and I'm about to be given some bad news or something like that. Then as he's back here, right this spot on my head, sorry, that would be the right side of my head towards the back to you audio listeners out there. he he does a big cut, and I'm like, whoa, what was that? Like, what was that about? And he goes, I'm just gonna be real with you, man. A lot of your hair is dead. Like, you have a lot of this hair is not like healthy anymore. A lot of it's dead now. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, what happened? And he's like, I don't know, man. Like, did you change your diet up? Something has to have changed. Maybe you're like lacking in some kind of vitamin. I don't know, man. Like, I've no idea what's going on. And I'm like, ain't no way. I haven't changed anything. And then like we're kind of going back and forth. He's coming up with all these different, like, he's still cutting my hair too. And he's like, maybe I don't know, like a medication you're taking, change of diet, change of habits and stuff like that. And I'm like, no, 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 no. Like, none of that's. And then it dawns on me. It occurs to me. I haven't gotten my hair cut since like, I think November, which was right before I got my haircut, right before I started working out at the gym and started going to the gym regularly, is what I mean to say. And I'm like, I'm like, that's when it occurs to me, because I shower at the gym and I realize, and I'm like, oh, I've been going to the gym a lot recently and I've been showering at the gym. And that's when me and him had this moment of like, oh, the gym shower water killed my freaking hair, guys. And I had to get a lot of it cut off. That was a big cut. That's a big cut, man. Compared to what it was before, it used to be so much longer. Now I can't even tie it back. I tried to tie it back last night. In fact, I instinctively, when I woke up this morning, I like reached for my hair to I reached for the back of my hair to pull the hair out of like the bun that I usually tie it up in before I go to bed. I can't even tie it back, man. Look how short it is. I messed it up now. Now it looks bad. Oh boy, what a mess of the haircut episode is what we'll call this. Daniel gets a haircut. I don't know what we'll call this episode. Who knows? There's some cool stuff to talk about, but there's also some very uncool stuff to talk about on this episode. And let's see, what do we got? So that's my haircut story. I didn't anticipate on it being this short. It's a bit of an adjustment though. Like, actually, like I think the last time my hair was ever shorter than this right now, this is the shortest it's been in 5 years, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, 5 years, like 2020 was around when my hair was just a little bit shorter than this. And I don't think that looked very good on me, that cut back then. I'm not sure how this cut looks on me. I'm still kind of feeling it out a little bit, still kind of going about my days. I'm going to see if any cats start crossing the street when they see me coming down their path. Or any animal in general, not exclusive to just cats, It could be any animal just start avoiding me as I'm coming down the street. I'm that ugly with this haircut. People start giving me money because they feel bad for me. That could be kind of fun. That would actually be kind of cool. People just see you have such a bad haircut that they start giving you money because they feel bad for you. That'd be fun, Be like, oh man, he's got to pay for a different barber. I'm not saying I don't think the haircut looks bad. I think it's just going to take a couple of days for me to fully set in the fact that this is how my hair looks now, and that this is how I look now. Like, I haven't adjusted to this yet. I'm not used to it yet. I'm still in my head. If I think about myself and how I look, I'm still like, my hair's down to my shoulders, man. My hair's down to freaking here, man. But it's not anymore. It's just like, I can't even toss it around. Oh well. I mean, I guess he kind of ripped the Band-Aid off for me, which is like a good thing. I would have rather had him be like honest with me than me to like go about getting my hair cut as I would have, and then like not, still having a bunch of dead ends. It's like, what am I paying you for then? If I still walk away with split ends after getting my hair cut, a little cleanup cut so that I can have nice, long, luscious locks for the summer. Didn't work out though. Didn't work out. It's going to be a freaking short hair summer. I mean, I don't know, actually. My hair grows really quickly, so maybe in like 2 weeks now, it'll be back down to like my shoulders. I don't know. Maybe that's just like how I live my life. Maybe that's like part of my like, maybe because I stay in my room so much that like my body naturally reacts to like having to be like look like somebody who doesn't leave the house very much. So I don't leave the house very much anymore. I'm trying to break that habit. I realized very recently, I think it was like Thursday of last week, where I'm like, I really just don't get out much anymore. Like, that's not good. I only ever get out if I have somewhere to go, or like some, like obviously I only ever leave the house if I have somewhere to go. Yeah, no shit. But I mean, like, I don't ever like, it's always like something important that I have to do, like getting my hair cut, going to the gym, grocery stopping. It's where you don't get groceries. It's where they don't let you into the grocery store. because you got a bad haircut and they don't want to let you in with everything like that. You know, they don't want to let you in looking like that. Anyways, I need to drink some water. I'm not saying this is a bad haircut though. I'm just being we're doing a little. Hey, it's a little thing called a bit. You should look it up. It was delicious. No flavoring, no nothing. I hope that water sound's picked up on the mic. I hope you guys got to hear that lovely, lovely sound. Oh, did I have anything else to really talk about before we just really jump into the balls, the dick and balls of this episode? Oh, we launched the Patreon. Thank you to everybody who's subscribed to the Patreon so far. And if you've been watching the content, let me know how you feel about it. Anything you want to change, anything new you want to see. There's a couple ideas that I've had cooking in the back of my brain right now that I'm like, don't want to announce them just yet. But as of right now, I'll do a little Patreon promo. You know, I'm going to burp. Hang on. Burp and then Patreon promo. Oh, fuck yeah, that was good. Beautiful, right? Anyways, if you subscribe to our Patreon page, which is just my Patreon page, I'm the one managing it. It's a one-man operation here, one-man band here. You get, again, like I said, extended episodes. So at the end of this episode, you'll get an extra 30 minutes of podcast time. You'll get 2 bonus episodes a month, which are roughly 45 minutes long each, which could include potential other bonus episodes in between. So as long as I'm able to make them, I will do that. I will do so. If I have stuff to talk about, maybe I go see a movie. And I'm like, hey, we'll do a movie review episode of like a Patreon exclusive. I'll review the Minecraft movie, which we are going to talk about very, very soon. Anyways, yeah, go subscribe to the Patreon. Flat rate of $5. Best use of your money. Their best bang for your buck. Give me $5 so I can buy a gumball. All right, that's what inflation did, by the way. Gumballs used to be 25 cents. Now, because of woke, $5. And they only take Apple Pay. I need a fucking soundboard right now so I could have done Vine Boom right there. That would have been like a Tony Zarrett sketch. Do you guys know Tony Zarrett? Very funny guy. Been a big fan of him for a very long time. His lovely Big Chungus parody is probably my favorite thing ever. Well, anyways, I told you guys the haircut story. This is the shortest. I mean, I've had long hair for like a lot of my life. In fact, the last time, I think the shortest my hair ever was, we're back to talking about hair. The shortest my hair ever was I used to have that cut back in this was like 2017. So, like it was popular back then where you shave the sides, but you leave the top and you like slick it back. It was like the undercut look. I had that back in like 2017 and it did not look good on me, but I still insisted on getting it. And that was a big regret of mine. I look back on a lot of those photos, and man, if I have those photos saved anywhere, I'll put them up on screen or something like that. Or maybe, you know what? That'll be the Patreon exclusive, as you guys get to see. I'll do a full episode. Oh, actually, you know what? Advertisement for the Patreon. I'm going to do a full episode over on the Patreon where I review old high school photos of me or something like that. We can make that happen. That'll be fun. That'll be a fun little bonus, I think, Maybe that'll be a better YouTube video. I don't know. There's a place for that content to exist. But yeah, no, I started growing my hair out when I graduated high school. I'm like, I don't think I want to cut my hair like this anymore. It's very expensive. You have to get it cut with haircuts like that where you have a skin fade. It was like a skin fade up to a slick back. When you get any haircut that's a skin fade, you have to get your hair cut every fucking 2 weeks for that shit to stay looking good. That shit looks good for a week. That's not good. You don't want to, that's not economic, man. I don't have to be going to the barber shop once a month to keep my hair looking clean, to keep my skin fade. For me, it's 2 weeks though. Cause like I said, my hair grows just insanely fast, faster than you could ever imagine, faster than light, faster than Sonic the Hedgehog. Pew! That's him running across the track. But yeah, also, I'm filming this episode a day later than I usually do. Usually these are Tuesdays after the gym. This is Wednesday after I woke up. And I made very bad choices this morning. I'm not going to lie, guys. I made very bad choices. My breakfast was half a peanut butter bagel, which is not the bad choice. 3 Reese's peanut butter cups, but they were the minis. And then a can of Pepsi. I don't know what washed over me today. I was like, I need to jumpstart my day. I need some kind of a real hook my nipples up to the car battery and turn it on type shit. I need a little bit of that Trevor GTA 5 torture mission type shit to get my day jumped up and started. That's exactly what I tortured myself. I hit myself in the head with a big wrench. I waterboarded myself. I didn't understand. Okay, I did understand that mission when I was a kid and I played that game, which was insanely fucked up. But like, I didn't understand what he was doing when he was waterboarding him. When I first played that mission, I was like 14. I'd have been 14 years old and I didn't know what waterboarding was. Maybe that's a sign that I was too sheltered or not sheltered enough. I don't know. What is that? Is that like a good thing that I didn't know what waterboarding was when I was 14? I think it's probably good that I didn't know what a torture method was when I was 14 years old. Maybe I was protected a little bit there. I don't think I was very much not a protected, like I wasn't like what do they call it, like a bubble boy. Is that what they call? That's a movie with Jake Gyllenhaal. I wasn't. What do you call it? Like, what do you call somebody like who's protected? Like a protected kid. It sounds like they're in like witness protection or something like that. That's not what I mean. I mean like sheltered. I definitely wasn't like a sheltered kid whatsoever. That's not a way I describe myself. But I guess I missed the waterboarding lesson in school because I didn't understand. I was like, why is he doing it with a gasoline can? Is he gonna light him on fire? That's gonna kill him. And then I was like, oh, but it's just water. And then the cloth. I didn't get it at all. That reminds me though, I was taught about a Chinese water torturing when I was in like a year before that. I learned about that because somebody in one of my reading classes, like, cause this is embarrassing. I was one of those kids, I couldn't take a language in middle school because I was just like, they were like, nah, you ain't ready yet, boss. You gotta like, we need to keep you to learn. We need to keep you learning English. See, I still need to learn it. And I went to school for writing. Isn't that embarrassing? They're like, nah, buddy, you're not ready for Spanish. You're going to stay, what is it, no sabo? I think that describes somebody whose like family is from like a Hispanic background but doesn't speak Spanish. But, you know, we got to keep you behind a little bit there, bud, so that you have to take it in college. So I had to take like reading classes where you basically just learn to read better. And I remember like one day, this one kid in the class, he was really funny. He just like, the teacher like paused for a second. This teacher was really chill. He just paused for a second. He goes, yo, what do you guys know about Chinese water torturing? Like what they do. And then he started explaining it to us. It's where they drop like water on your forehead, right? Isn't that what it is? Isn't it like, it just like slowly, I'm Googling, what is Chinese water torturing? And can I do it to myself? Chinese water torture or use of a dripping machine is a mentally painful process in which cold water is slowly dripped onto the scalp, forehead, or face for a prolonged period of time. The process causes fear and mental deterioration of the subject. What the fuck? I felt like it was more of like a mild annoyance. You know what I mean? Just like, oof. I actually feel like it would kind of feel good. Like if I woke up with a hangover and I had like cold water just dripping onto my forehead and trickling down to my eyes or something like that. It's like cooling down your eyes when you're all hungover and your face is. Does anybody else get that? Like the inflammation. That's what it is. Inflammation. Probably feel really good if you were like all inflamed and whatnot. You know. Maybe that's the new hangover cure is Chinese water torturing. Anyways, but like mental deterioration. I don't mean to sound insensitive here when I say this. But but like how? I feel like I would like it. I feel like I'd be like, this kind of cool. You know, this feels kind of nice. It's just nice, cool water dripping onto my forehead. It's like a spa day, except in like a warehouse somewhere. How bad could it be? You know? Get over it. But how do we even get on this subject? We went from talking about my hair being long to like torturing people. That's so cool. I love that we did that. That was such a nice little what do you call it? Tangent? No. Side quest? Mental side quest we just went on right there. Of just like, how would it feel like to be tortured? I feel like I would like it. We should do a torture method tier list based on how good it might feel. That could be a good episode or a good like YouTube video for the channel. Like we did it like S tier is like that's a good torture method. That'll do it. Like that'll get the torture. That'll be good. That's good torture right there. You know what I mean? But not like good as in like it feels good. F is like it feels good. We're like, ooh, this is kind of nice. It's like tickling torture. Somebody who's tickling you or something like that is torture. That's like a feather, just like tickling your feet as you're like strapped to a chair or something like that, or like a table, and they're just tickling your feet, and you have to like. I'd be like, that's kind of nice. Or that one episode of The Simpsons where Homer goes to hell, and his torture is that he has to keep eating donuts for all of eternity. and he's just sitting there, and eventually the machine just runs out. I feel like, see, like that, we got to put that on the tier list, is the Homer donut torture machine. I think that'd be great, you know? That's a good torture method. I feel like another, what would be like my equivalent of that? My equivalent of that would be like, oh, dude, just like one very long sub sandwich, like Scooby-Doo type shit, just going into my mouth. That would be so nice. And I don't like that. I don't like that string of words that just left my mouth of Scooby-Doo type shit going into my mouth. Don't like that string of words right there. That's gonna haunt me forever. Welcome to the podcast, everybody. This is a nightmare. Um. Anyways, oh fuck. Anything cool happening right now? Anything cool in the world? Oh, the Nintendo Switch 2 just got announced. I was actually I forgot that was happening today. In fact, as of like, you guys can see too much leg hair. That's disgusting. I don't want you guys seeing that much of me. Nintendo Switch 2 got announced today. Or I guess not announced, but like revealed. And I'm not gonna lie. It's the console looks cool. I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good improvement, I should say, over the base model Switch, which I don't own. I own a Nintendo Switch Lite, which is just like a handheld version. I love it though. I still have fun playing it whenever. Honestly, that's like my power outage tool. Whenever the power goes out, I always have the battery on that thing fully charged, and I'm like, yeah, hey, you know what? Power's out. I'm gonna sit here on my floor, right here in this exact spot, on my laptop with my DVD player now, because I have a DVD player that hooks up to my laptop. Watch a DVD and play some freaking Mario Kart or Tears of the Kingdom, some Zelda game, or I don't know. That's kind of what I use my Nintendo Switch for. It's like my backup. Hey, I'm really bored and the power's out and I can't play video games on my PC or watch anything on YouTube or something like that. Like, oh, that reminds me actually. Little side tangent before we get back to the Switch 2 and everything that was talked about with that. I actually recently I have a bunch of hard drives, like external hard drives that just like, I've had them for years. You can't really use them for much anymore because they don't have much storage space on them. So what I did was I like basically screen recorded a bunch of my favorite YouTube videos and I put them onto I just put them onto the hard drive on like the lowest possible videos. Like I like lowered the quality of the video down like so much so that the file size isn't that big, so that I can have like at least like an hour's worth of footage on my hard drive, at least roughly an hour of footage of just like my favorite YouTube videos. So whenever the power goes out, that's another thing that I could do. I forgot that I did that. I did that during back in February. We were like expecting this ice storm that was supposed to like knock our power. They were saying we were gonna have power for like a week. And then we ended up not having power for like a couple hours, and it was very over dramatic. But we went like full storm prepper mode here. I think I actually talked about it on the pod. Did we talk about? I think that might have been talked about in like the first episode. That's how far we've come. I already forgot about the first episode. I already forgot I even started this freaking thing, and now I have to do a Patreon for it. Oh man. But yeah, no, I have a hard drive in my room just full of my favorite YouTube videos. I think it's got like the Super Mega Japan vlogs on there. I'm trying to think what else did I put on there? I don't really remember. There's a couple of just like random videos that I'm like, these are funny. These will hold me over. Something fun to watch while I sit here in the dark with my Nintendo Switch. Well, okay, they announced the Switch 2. I just found out about it roughly an hour before recording this, which means that I found out about the Switch 2 at 12:57 p.m. I got oh my god, that was so embarrassing. I got them mixed up where I was like, is midnight 12 a.m.? I got them mixed up for a second. 12 p.m. Yeah, is when I found out about it. I woke up and I was like, ate breakfast, which was, again, like I said, a Pepsi, a handful of those Reese's peanut butter cups, and half a bagel with peanut butter on it. It was a lot of peanut butter. It was like sugar and protein was my vibe today. I was like, I go on my phone, I start watching videos. I first watched the Ludwig and Michael Reeves Japan trip video. I really like Japan vlogs, if you can't tell. I've really enjoyed their whole trip there. I would love to do something similar like that one day on my channel. That would be so fun. But I watched that. I got caught up on that. They made it to... I think they are like almost there basically at their destination. They just have to get to the highest point. Anyways, that's not the Switch 2. And then I'm like, oh wait, today's April 2nd, meaning we survived April 1st, which was such a dud holiday this year. No brands did any funny, cool April Fool's things. I feel like it was all like, I feel like that's just a sign of the times with the world that like everything's so fucking chaotic and like nobody knows what's real and fake anymore. That like this year the brands were just like, you know what? We're not even gonna bother because you know what? You guys are gonna believe it now. So we're not even gonna bother announcing, I don't know, a Twix bar that tastes like cum or something like that. We're not even gonna bother with it this year because you guys are gonna fucking believe it now. That's how crazy things have gotten. In fact, I almost didn't even believe that the Switch 2 got announced today. I was like, oh, this is like an April Fool's thing I missed. And then like I had a moment where I was like, oh no, they said that they were gonna announce it. Shut the fuck up. Goddamn notifications. They said that they were gonna reveal it today, and I watched the reveal for it, and I was like, okay, all right, it's a Nintendo Switch, except now it's a little bit bigger, and I think they're realizing, oh, it's not really a lot of kids that are. Well, I mean, kids are still playing Nintendo and stuff like that, but I feel like with this one, they're kind of acknowledging like, oh, okay, yeah, there's kind of like maybe a slightly older audience because they had to make all the buttons bigger. You know what I mean? Like the thumb pads and the screen's bigger because your eyesight gets worse as you get older. That's why I'm wearing my glasses today on this episode. And the thumb pads, or what do you call them? Joysticks are bigger now too. And like, basically I feel like they acknowledge the fact that they're like, yeah, well, okay, there's adults that play this console too. Because that's how I felt with the Nintendo Switch. I'm like, there's the original model. I was like, there's a great idea here. I just feel like they're thinking too much about the kids. Stop thinking about the kids, Nintendo. Start thinking about us, the adults who never have anything. Anyways, my overall takeaway from it, I didn't watch the full showcase. I watched the new Mario Kart game, and I feel very, I don't know. I feel a little like not the sanctity of what Mario Kart has been destroyed, but I kind of just like wish that it was just a straight up like, just I don't know, just new tracks. I don't care for the whole open world idea with Mario Kart, but that's just how I feel about it now. I'm probably gonna see in a month's time now when I see actual gameplay footage and I'm like, oh, this is what it's actually like. Well, they did show, okay, for the record, they did show off gameplay footage and there is some elements of the actual races that I really like. I think what I'm really I don't really care about is the open world aspect of it. I'm like, oh, well, you know, okay. I wonder how that's gonna like take away from like this, like the uniqueness of the tracks though. I don't know. I'm being a hater right now. I'm jumping to conclusions about a console that I can't even afford and a game that I can't even afford. Because now apparently I think the Nintendo Switch 2 is retailing for like $450, and now the games are like $90 or so. How much is the Nintendo Switch 2 games? Like, how much did they raise this shit by? What are we at now? Because, like, I'm not going to lie. I'm at an age where, like, a financial age and, physical age where I'm like, I don't want to spend more than $30 on a video game anymore. Like, I'll wait for a sale. I don't care if it's Grand Theft Auto 6 being the exception. I don't care if the game is, like, my favorite game of all time. I just kicked the tripod. I'm sorry. How much does Mario Kart World cost? How much is it retailing for? $80. Okay, even then, $80 is like insane. $80 for like a new game. I don't know. I feel like especially because it's like all moved to digital now too. Because they're part of the reason why video games were so expensive, and like it was to make up for the cost to actually produce the discs and the cases that came with them and whatnot, and all the little fun things you put in there. It was to make up for that cost because that costs money, right? I feel like in an age where like most people, maybe Nintendo being kind of the exception, I feel like people still buy physical copies of like Switch games. Maybe, I don't know. I feel like this day and age, though, most people I know are buying games digitally. Like I myself, I'm on PC, so obviously I have no choice. They don't make discs for PC anymore. They haven't done that for years. So yeah, I'm like, I feel like in the age of games being digital, I feel like maybe AAA games should be just a little bit cheaper. You know what I mean? Maybe $60 was kind of the meta. Maybe $60 was low-key kind of the GOAT. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. It could be very much one of those things where like I'm complaining about something, and there's a very good valid reason as to why they got. Well, there's inflation, of course, and everything has to get more expensive. But like, Maybe there's like a good reason within the industry that I don't know about that's like, well, we had to. We did what we had to. And yeah, no, that's just how I feel though. I feel like $80 is like it's gonna make people more selective about what games they buy, I think, with like the current price point. Like $60 back then, like back in the day, was like still kind of a lot, but it was like manageable. You know what I mean? I feel like with especially with like special editions and stuff like that, that adding a little bit to the cost of like, oh well, you want to get the special edition? That's $90 now. That's $100. I forgot where I was going with that, but it's just like I don't know. I feel like that was I feel like people could justify it a little bit more back when the games were baseline of like $60 or base price of $60. I feel like we're kind of climbing into a territory of like, why are we doing this? What's the reason for it? And if somebody actually has a reason, comment down below and explain it to me. I'd love to know. And don't DM it to me. Don't DM it to me. Comment down below so we get engagement on this channel. That would be great. Comment section. You don't leave a comment right now. What's your favorite movie? Tell me your favorite movie in the comment section. If you're watching this right now, comment your favorite movie. I just want to know. Give me engagement. We're engagement. We're what do they call it? Engagement baiting on or rage baiting on Twitter. Engagement bait. I feel like you'd call it both. This is just blatant engagement bait. I'm just asking you as to engagement bait. Engagement bait. Pretend to, you know what? Engagement baiting. That's a good idea. Go to like a restaurant or like a bar or something like that, and pretend to propose, like get engaged. Engagement baiting. Propose to like a friend of yours or something like that, right? And then have like that beautiful moment, and then like I don't know, be like, can we get free drinks and food because we're engaged now and we're celebrating? Like, can we get, like, maybe you could get something for free out of it. Try it. Like, give that a shot. Actually, let me know if that works. Like, you and a friend, this Friday night, you and a friend go out to, like, a bar or a restaurant or something like that. One of them brings a fake ring in a little shitty box. Fake a proposal. You know, they say yes. And you have, like, a really beautiful moment. You guys maybe cry a little bit. Buy those smear sticks and really sell the crying thing. You know what I mean? Like, cry. You know, really get emotional and whatnot. And then maybe a bunch of people like buy you free drinks or something. Let me know what you get out of that. That could be like a good experiment. How to get using people's emotions to get free stuff. Non-manipulative instead of not clickbait, not manipulative. That's what that'll say in the title. What the hell were we talking about? Oh yeah, the Switch 2. Overall, I feel like it's like a justified upgrade, but it's like, it's just that. It's an upgrade. It's not like, I don't feel like it's the newest console in the world. I do think that it's a very like worthy upgrade if you play a lot of Nintendo Switch games, if you want my opinion on this for some reason, I would say it looks like it's a pretty good upgrade. You know, I mean, time will have to tell when the console actually drops. I think in like June of this year. I might be wrong there. I think it's June or July or something. But yeah, no. I did like the fact that now they're trying to kind of change the joysticks. I like that they're magnetic. That seems like it's going to be a big fidget for me. If I ever get my hands on a Switch 2, that's going to be a big fidget for me. It's just snapping the Joy-Cons on and off with the magnets. But also, I like this feature. I thought this was very, very cool. The new Joy-Cons are going to be able to be used like a mouse. So you can pop them off and kind of go like this. And it's going to, I think it's going to make like shooter games, honestly, a little more. Actually, I wonder how that's going to feel. That I'm actually curious about now. How is that going to change like certain games, like shooter games and stuff like that? I actually really before I talk about anything here, I should really be like looking through the full list of like what games got announced so I can be like, oh, I can see how they'd apply that there or something like that. And also maybe watch I watch like the highlights of like the showcase and whatnot. Like, what do I need to know? Mario Kart and that there's a new Switch. And I think there's like a new Donkey Kong game coming out. Oh, Kirby Air Riders. I used to play the game when I was a kid, and now I guess they're making a new one. I actually hope that they're just making a new game and it's not a remake. I think remakes are a little bit, you know, it's cool, but I don't like getting excited I don't like that like half of what I get excited for are remakes these days. I want to bring something new to the table. Make me write a game. I'll write a game. It's a game about the podcast. And it's a dating simulator, but you don't get to date me. You get to date my left shoe. You get to take my left shoe on a date. How does that feel? Pretty sexy, right? Pretty hot and bothered right now watching this? Yeah, I bet you are. Yeah, I bet you want to date my left shoe. Cheers. I'm drinking some. You got to do a big seltzer sip. Mouth's getting a little dry. See, I prepared this time around. I used to complain that by the end of the episodes, my mouth was dry. And guess what? I prepared. We're learning. Yeah. I hope you guys heard all those details. That beautiful, beautiful sipping sound. All right. Well, let's end the episode. I'm kidding. We're not ending the episode. Oh, you know what? Speaking of this little doohickey right here that I rely way too much on, we're talking about another YouTuber again. That's right. We're getting into YouTube stuff again. I watched a video by one of my favorite YouTubers, Eddie Burback. He's one of the few within his genre of like YouTube. I don't really know what you describe his genre of like YouTube as, but in his space of content creators, he's one of the few that like the minute he uploads, I kind of just drop whatever I'm doing, which happened to be editing an episode of the podcast. Like not this one, the episode before this, to just watch whatever he uploads. And excuse me, there it is. One more? No? Okay, wait, no, yeah, hold on. There it is. Beautiful, right? Oh, the wavelength on that one was perfect. Anyways, Eddie Burback, he made a video recently talking about how he locked his phone inside of a safe. Like a passcode. He gave his girlfriend the passcode to the safe for 1 month. 1 month of no phone. And I was like, oh, this is going to be like a real challenge. I went into the video being like, it's going to be a real challenge for him. But then as it went on, I kind of started to realize that like, I mean, he started to realize first that like, it was kind of nice not having his phone on him all the time. And I can't help but think that like, I almost want to try doing it the same. Like I almost want to, I don't think I'd make a video out of it. I think maybe it would be like an update that we do on the podcast as like time goes on. Because I can use my MacBook. It would just be like, the only thing that I think would really be tough was that like, you know, I mean, I guess I could get like an MP3 player or something like that. Or like, I want to try it though, is what I'm trying to say. I want to try like not using my phone for like a month or something like that. Just see how that changes. Maybe even like a week. How about like 1 week, no phone? I want to give that a try because like, oh, but he did a lot more preparation for it though. He set up like a landline in his house. He had a physical timer in his living room. I thought that this was like kind of an insane detail. I was like, dude, that would drive me nuts. He had like a timer counting down 1 month in his living room. I'm like, dude, what the hell? Like that alone, like watching that number slowly go down until I can get my phone back. Because I will say it, I have an unhealthy relationship with my phone. I think that I've officially delved into the territory of like, I waste too much time buried in this little bad boy. It's also too, you know what it is? The problem with phones is that they're too much of a social, like not like, a social scapegoat. If you're out somewhere in public, you just pretend that you're busy on your phone. If you like, you don't know what to say to somebody, you don't know anybody at a party or something like that, or like any social event, you don't know what to say to anybody. You just start going on your phone, acting like there's a super serious thing going on, but like not serious enough that you have to leave. So you're just like, oh my God, this is crazy. I fucking hate this thing for that. And I realize that like I rely on it whenever I don't know what to say or do. I have dog hair in my nose. Oh my God. And I talk a lot. I fucking yap a lot, but like, I think it's like a new thing about me where it's like, it's so easy to just like be like, I'll just go on my phone. I'll scroll through TikTok or something like that. That's the other thing. I spend too much time on TikTok. Other time that I feel like could be spent doing other things, being more productive. And I think that like these things are just kind of a problem. You know, I do think that it's become a little bit of a problem. I think that I spend too much time on my screens. I've complained about this on the podcast a million times before. I'm pretty sure that like, I realize I spend too much time on my phone. And that's like more of like a recent thing about me than it is like, I wasn't always like this. I used to be a very like live in the moment, you know, phone can wait kind of guy, but I don't know what it is. Something in me changed. I'm like, I don't like this part of me. And it was watching that video that made me realize like, it didn't make me realize it. I already knew it, you know what I mean? But it was like one of those things where like, I was like, fuck dude, maybe this thing that I've been thinking about doing, which is like kind of like doing something with my phone to make it, I don't know, so that like I'm not spending so much time on it, setting limits and whatnot. Maybe just straight up locking the thing in a fucking vault for a month is what I need to do. And just give somebody else the password and be like, you know what? Give this to me after, you know, 1 month. The only thing that really was the issue though was like navigation. That was a big thing in the video that he was talking about, was like navigating places. Cause like Google Maps is unfortunately very convenient, and convenient in a healthy and good way. It's like, it's good that I have some, if I'm in an emergency, I don't know where I am, I'm lost and I need to get somewhere, I can pull out my phone, type it in on Google Maps and get directions there. See, that's great. Using MapQuest and having to print things out, not so convenient. But unfortunately, the other big thing that like the video kind of not exposed, but I think like maybe kind of exposed it to the level that it, to the level that we've come with this, is that like our society's become so integrated with cell phones, like scanning QR codes and whatnot. That was a big thing in the video, was that he had to get like a card, I think, for the bus, some kind of bus or train or something like that. He had to get like a card, and all of the employees that were at like the, I think it was like a fucking pharmacy he went to or something like that. I forgot. Wait, where did he even go in the video? It looked like a fucking CVS or something. A lot of the employees were like, "Oh, just use your phone." It's like, well, what if you don't have a phone? What if you like, now that, fuck, man, I'm realizing it. Holy shit. My two favorite things on YouTube right now is Ludwig and Michael Reeves traveling Japan with no cell phones. Or like, they have like a flip phone, but there's no like none of this, which granted they're doing it for like convenience reasons. Like they're doing it because they're doing it because it's part of the challenge of like get across Japan by like asking for directions or like looking at signs and whatnot, not relying on this. It's to kind of like really immerse themselves into it. And then that's my favorite series right now on YouTube. I'm eating that shit up. The minute those videos go live, I'm just like, I'm ready for it. And then also this video with fucking Eddie where he's like locking his phone away. I'm like, why are these my two favorite things? I was like, wait, I just realized there's a big connection there. And the reason is that's probably the universe trying to tell me something. Like, get off your phone, dude. Connect with the real world. Problem is, I love listening to music whenever I go places. Like, I have to be in tune to an album. You know what I mean? Like, I have to either have a podcast on or an album or something like that. Otherwise, like, I don't know what it, maybe, you know what? Maybe I need to try that. Maybe I just need to, no headphones. No headphones. I should challenge myself to do this, maybe. I say maybe because I'm probably not going to do very well. And also, I feel like it's coming too hot off the heels of like Eddie's video of like, him locking his phone away. And it'd be like, I would try like 1 week. I want to see like 1 week with no phone, I imagine I'd appreciate my time a lot better and value my time a lot better if I wasn't on my phone so much. That's something that I want to improve upon. Anyways, I was actually like reading about, I forgot where I heard about this, but like I was reading that like there's like certain like cell phone companies are starting to come out with like new phones that don't have screens on them, but they can do most things that like basically just like going kind of back to a phone. I wonder, are we ever going to come full circle to the point where like we reject smartphones? I don't think so. And we want like flip phones back. Maybe that's what I want. Maybe that's going to become like the new trend. Maybe that's going to become like the new lifestyles, like life before it's going to be kind of a flex though. I feel like it would have to be like, I feel like you would have to actually have more money to do that than you would to like just not have a smartphone. Because I feel like because everybody has a smartphone at this point, that it's been made so convenient that like, I feel like maybe it would be like, so you'd have to have like a flip phone, which you got to pay for. You're going to get bored. So you either have to buy a bunch of CDs or buy a cheap MP3 player. And then, then it's not even convenient at that point. You're carrying around like several devices to do one thing the thing that your phone can do in all one. But I don't know. I was always thinking about that. Like, what if that becomes like the next big trend? Like, I don't know, Gen Alpha starts doing, no. Or maybe I was like, nah, not the iPad kids. But then I'm thinking about it. Maybe they are actually kind of like the blueprint of like a generation that is just drowned in technology, given an iPad in front of their face the minute that they're born. Maybe they're the ones who are going to deject it and be like, no, you know what? No, we're changing things about it. We're going back. They're going to start all those like Twitter accounts that say like return, and they have like the Greek statues and shit like that. That's going to be them. Return with the V. I think that might be like I might be wrong, but I think that I might have that. Not that they should be doing those accounts. I think those accounts are racist. I think that's what somebody told me. Sorry, I'm whispering because I don't know. I actually don't know why I'm whispering that. Anyways, yeah, somebody told me that those accounts might be kind of like, I think that there's a tie to like some racist thing. I don't want to get involved in that. And nor do I think that Gen Alpha should. Anyways, but like, maybe they're going to be the generation to do it, to be like, you know what? No more Coco Melon, Mom. I want a flip phone for my birthday this year. I think they're going to, maybe that's what it is. Or maybe it's going to be like Gen Z, like younger Gen Z. Maybe like a few years younger than me. In like 2 years time, it's going to be like flip phones. We want to live our lives in the moment. Live like it's like an old sitcom or something. Live like it's Friends, because that show's great. I actually really fucking hate that show. Anyways, I want to throw this thing in a fucking river, but I can't because this thing was like $1,000. That's the thing is like, I don't know. Everybody wants to get rid of their phones, but also at the same time, you spent so much money on it. It's like, I might as well use it. And it's just so convenient. I'm using it right now too for my notes. Phones are way too addicting, man. Well, anyways, I kind of talked about this a little bit before in the episode, and I want to kind of return to this topic, and that is none other than April Fool's Day this year. I feel like April Fool's Day this year was just so like, I don't know. I feel like years ago, it was a lot more fun to see, oh, like they're going to do this thing this year. Like this brand, oh, they're like I don't know. They announce, I'm trying to think of like April Fool's Day things that happened in the past. Maybe that's how unimportant it is. It's just not memorable. But I want to go on Twitter and get freaking pranked and have it not be by Elon Musk or something lame like that. Cool April Fool's Day things. Things like, I don't know. Let me see. Is there anything cool that happened? List of April Fool's Day jokes is an entire Wikipedia page. We have television. We have radio. What is this one? So this is from 1957. Spaghetti trees. The BBC television program Panorama ran a hoax in 1957 purporting to show the Swiss harvesting spaghetti from trees. They claimed that the despised pest, the spaghetti weevil, had been eradicated. A large number of people contacted the BBC wanting to know how to cultivate their own spaghetti trees. It was in fact partially filmed in St. Albans. Where's that? It's a cathedral city in Hertfordshire, England. Interesting. The editor... Oh, we have to do a word of the day, of course. I forgot about that. The editor of Panorama at the time, Michael Peacock, more like Poopcock, approved the idea, which was pitched by freelance camera operator Charles D. Yeager. Okay, this is just like... Okay, we get the idea. Decades later, CNN called this broadcast the biggest hoax that any reputable news establishment ever pulled. We got to bring that back. We got to one up them or something like that. Here's the thing. I think if you were to do, okay, I mean, clearly back in 1957, like people fell for it. People were calling into asking how to harvest their own spaghetti trees. I feel like if you were to do that nowadays, like more people would, or maybe we've always just been kind of fucking stupid. I was going to say, I feel like more people would believe it. Well, yeah, the population's bigger now. I feel like maybe we haven't changed at all. I feel like people would really fall for that nowadays. Or you know what it is? People would claim to have like spaghetti trees and stuff like that. People would claim that they own them already, even though they don't even exist. That's what it would be. That's how it would work. People would be like, yeah, I've known about this for years. I have a whole orchard of spaghetti in my backyard. Anyways, 2025 April Fool's Day had nothing to show for it. There was no cum flavored Twix. There was no Ben and Jerry's ice cream with toenails clippings in it. Vans didn't change their brand name to Dan's, which I emailed them about, and they didn't get back to me, and they told me to stop contacting them. And they sent a cease and desist to my house, but that's also might have been because of the termites that I sent to their headquarters back in a big brown box back in 2018. But I think those are two isolated incidents there. Obviously I wouldn't do that. Well, I mean, I did do it, but like I wouldn't do that nowadays. And I think that they should take me up on my offer to change the brand name on April Fool's Day next year to Dan's, because that would be very funny. And then they put my face in all of the stores. And then when people ask, like, who's the new guy? Who's the new mascot? They'd be like, what do you mean? He's always been there. We cloned him. He works at every store now. And all the employees have to get plastic surgery to look exactly like me. And it has to get updated as I age. Throughout the day of April Fool's, though. This will only be for one day. This is not like a whole rebrand for Vans. But Vans, hit me up about it. Sorry about the termites. I won't do it again. Wink, wink. Take me up on my offer. Or else look out for my next box. It's going to be termites. Actually, this time it's going to be lice. I actually really should state that this is a joke and that that might actually be considered a form of terrorism. But hey, maybe you forgot what you're listening to right now, and this is a comedy podcast. It's the only comedy podcast in the world where nobody laughs. So thank you so much. Thank you for watching. I guess we could close out the episode with, we're getting towards the end here. We could find out a little information. We like to become learned. We'll go to word of the day. Word of the day. Word of the day. What do we got today? If it's like Hobbit or some shit, I'm gonna be really fucking mad. Hobbit is not word of the Hobbit. That's a thing. Okay, that's what it was last. It's not Hobbit. Can you imagine like a week later it's Hobbit again? Effusive.
Effusive.
Oh, I'm gonna do a little bit louder so that it picks up on the mic.
Effusive.
Effusive. What it means: someone or something described as effusive is expressing or showing a lot of emotion or enthusiasm. So like emotional, effusive, enthusiastic. I feel like this is a very much one of those words that it's got a lot of synonyms for it that you could kind of, well, you know what? No, you know what? This is helping us expand our vocabulary. Effusive. Many were effusive about Nintendo had a very effusive announcement for the Nintendo Switch 2. Pretty good, right? There we go. See, I worked it into a sentence there for you guys. Well, let's see what do they have here for us on the Urban Dictionary, or not Urban Dictionary. This is Merriam-Webster. Jay positively glowed as effusive compliments on the meal echoed around the table. Oh, so you kind of use it. It's okay. I mean, obviously it's a describing word, but I see how it's used a little bit better here. Had an effusive thing. It's like effusive. Okay, I see. Compliments was that would be the noun. Yeah, compliments. Effusive. Okay, interesting. Let's see. What do we got? I like that one though. You know, I'm effusively Google searching the Urban Dictionary word of the day. Urban Dictionary. We'll do his homepage. What do we got? Okay, this is the first thing that we see here. This is cosplay. Now, I'm not saying cosplay, but with like a Boston accent, or maybe that's a New York accent. Not quite sure. Cause, as in Cause, play. Cosplaying. Okay, so it is like cosplaying, but for a cause and to raise awareness. Interesting. I think I just saw the Monopoly man at the Senate banking hearing sit right behind the Equifax CEO Richard Smith. That's wild. No, it's cosplay. No get out of jail cards for millionaires with companies like Equifax or Wells Fargo. Hey, you know what? This one's awfully topical given things that are going on in the world right now with CEOs and court cases. Maybe we need to do a little bit of cosplaying. And when they accuse us of cosplaying, we just say, no, we're all from Boston. That's just how we say it. We're just cosplaying. What do you mean cosplay? We're not protesting anything. We're cosplaying. We're from Boston. Or I guess that sounds a little more Boston than New York. So that's your get out of jail free card. Just pretend to be from Boston. I was going to say, hey, I'm walking here, but that is a New York thing. Do they say that in Boston? Hey, I'm walking here. Well, if you're from Boston, we think you're awesome. Boston is that doesn't rhyme at all. All right, this joke sucks. What are we doing? I feel like let's do like one more. That kind of I don't know. We want like something about like cum and penis and shit like that. Oh, here we go. Perfect. Robosexual. Generally speaking, someone whose primary sexual orientation is towards robots. They may be human or synthetic persons, and straight, gay, bi, etc. is not specified. Unfortunately, this word is often confused romosexual, which is the only word that refers to someone who is both gay and a robot. Huh. Inspired by Bender from the TV show Futurama. Interesting. Is Bender gay? I'm going to look this up. Is Bender Futurama? Is he gay in the show? I might be. Oh my God. Is Bender gay? Futurama. Is he like considered? Okay, well, no, we have, this is from June 12th, 2000. Bender isn't gay. He's had a ridiculous amount of girlfriend/hooker bots. He could be bi. I feel like that was a better way to describe how I remember him and how he engaged with the world around him. Bender wasn't exactly straight, if you know what I mean. Anyways, we're at the end of the podcast. I probably shouldn't have said the thing about, if you are from Boston, don't go out and commit crimes. You are not legally allowed to. You can wind up in a court case, and then maybe somebody be cosplaying at your court hearing or something like that. So don't do that. Don't go out and do that. Go out and cosplay instead. Cosplay as a guy from New York, and people from New York cosplay as a guy from Boston. There you go. That's my solution here. Anyways, guys, this has been episode 9 of My Tiny Little House. We got into some fun little excursions here on the episode. We had a good little couple good little discussions, one-on-one discussions with myself and my own brain. And I am going to I think that's our first episode with no interrupt. There it was. Kind of an interruption, but not quite. Pretty much our first episode where I don't think we've had to cut anything necessarily. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. If you want to keep watching the episode, though, continue over onto the Patreon, which it will continue over onto the Patreon. For only $5 a month, you can get the Patreon page and have access to all the awesome stuff that's over there right now, which is plenty of content. And also, bonus episodes and whatnot. So if you want more of this episode, there's going to be way more over on the Patreon right now. Maybe you're watching this on the Patreon. If you're not watching this on the Patreon, well, bye.